right. Good for you. Okay. Rav that's his Joe Solomon. He has just a quick hakdama here. Hine loshen cheshbon haNefesh ha'itzel oivdei Hashem. Pirusha sha'oisen cheshbon shal ha'maisim shalom. Says when we use the term Cheshbon Hashem, so it usually means Cheshbon haNefesh. It means that we do like an inventory of our actions. How Tovos Haim Rois, are they good? Are they bad? Shabbasev Kol Yom, at the end of every day, or Kol Shavua, at the end of a week, or Kedaima, etc. Orchin Cheshbon haMaisim Sha'oso Shaloyasu. So they make a Cheshbon, right? They look it over. The actions they did, the ones they didn't do. The actions did they do, the mitzvahs, did they do them correctly, the way it's meant to be done? Did they face their challenges? Make the same type of cheshbon, right? When we say cheshbon haNefesh, how am I midas? Did I work on bettering them? I tripped in one of those midos. So it's important to know, like we have to know what we're looking at. So he says that haLevavos, when he uses this expression Cheshbon haNefesh, it means something else. Is it's making cheshbonis that will be a cause. In other words, giving thought really to things that because of those ideas, a person will be awoken to his obligations. It's not that we're looking like the normal cheshbon haNefesh. I'm looking back. It's sort of I'm looking forward. Ideas, concepts, that's going to be my over. Believe me that I have an obligation to be over Hashem. And that I'm obligated to fulfill his actions. Says that's what Shar Cheshbon haNefesh that the Chovos haLevavos is going to learn here. Person could have served Hashem like a soldier in the army. Hakadosh Baruch Hu tziva, Hakadosh Baruch Hu commanded, and he does what he has to do. He says, but if that's going to be our relationship, I'm a soldier. Hashem says, do, I do. There's ain't suffered. Says Rav Natsio, there's no doubt. There's no doubt that the Yitzhar is going to find excuses, reasons why I shouldn't serve Hashem. So therefore, the Cheshbon haNefesh, what does that mean in our sefer? It's cheshbonis that help me, I guess, counteract that Yitzhar. That's going to find reasons why I don't have to do it, saying Hashem. These are cheshbonis that why I do have to do it, saying Hashem. Person has to work it out with himself. Why am I chayv? But kamu chayv, and how much? He says, but even after you made that cheshbon, that you're obligated to fulfill Hashem's will, there's another cheshbon. You must have correct. Did I do it correct? That's a different cheshbon, and that's what we usually refer to as cheshbon haNefesh. That I take an inventory of my actions. Were they good? Were they bad? How good? But there's a cheshbon you make before a cheshbon haNefesh. That's what Chovos haLevavos is going to discuss is the cheshbon of why do it, how much do it. But the other one is cheshbon sheyifashresh b'maisa b'mashresh b'maisa k'maranei Revin. Aval cheshbon haNefesh olav medaber Rabbeinu u'cheshbon tzorech la'arich tchila. Something you do before the mitzvahs. That through that I bind myself to Avodas Hashem. Yosim is saying even more than that. Af mizdaris lasis Hashem causes me to do it quickly, to be, to want to do it. And all he does it b'simcha. Be'emes shar cheshbon haNefesh hu sefer Chovos haLevavos kafan. Says Ramatzio. Next point, that this shar cheshbon haNefesh is really a miniature Chovos haLevavos. When he wrote the Chanoises, I refer to it as Kitzu Chovos haLevavos. Shekol by kol hasefer. Obviously, he knew the sefer well, and he says that in this shar, it encompasses the whole sefer. Shmashar zeh loimdim kol hacheshbonos shel emuna. From here, we learn the different cheshbonos you make for emuna, shel hakaras hatoy, shel inyan bitochen, v'chol chiyuvim. Tell me how you say shel avodas ha'adam ba'olam. That these are all the foundations of avodas Hashem. Na'amidu shel davar sefer Chovos haLevavos hu kulei cheshbon haNefesh. Says because truly the whole sefer is a cheshbon haNefesh. Actually, it's kasha adam avodas Hashem is when we did Tara B'china, right? That was a whole shar. That was the reason why I should be serving Hashem. Why Om Hakaras Hatoy, all the good He does to me. B'knesia Gedola Hashishis b'shnas Tovshin Mem. He says in the 6th Knesia Gedola Tovshin Mem Ha'adram Avishin Tzbala Yeshuas Moshe or Moshe Yeshua Hagaz Atzal Hitzil Fnei HaNoichachim. He suggested there Hatakona Shayois V'Yeshloishim Cheshbonos B'Shar Cheshbon haNefesh, being that there are 30 cheshbonos in this shar. We'll get to it in Perek Gimel. He says V'Yeshloishim Yom B'Chol Chodesh, and there's 30 days in a month. To his suggestion, like a daf yomi, every day one cheshbon, v'yachzalem tamid b'chol chodesh, and this should be a rotation constantly. Every month, I go through the 30 cheshbonos. V'samek behem b'chol pam, and each time delve into it. So this Ramatzio says, no doubt that this is a good good advice, and the benefits are great. Okay, that I guess puts us on the track. So Omar Machaber. The last shot we learned was tshuva. What is tshuva? This is one of the pratim of tshuva, is that a person should make a cheshbon haNefesh. And here he sounds like he's talking about the old cheshbon haNefesh. On the bottom, the Piskei Lev says, he says it in Perek of the Chara Tshuva Shatnai, the 5th condition of Charata, Shiachiach es nafshay, v'yachlemase b'matzpunai, al shalei milas chavosav klapi habayra. That person, so to speak, gives himself musa on this, that he didn't fulfill his obligation to Hashem. So since that's part of the tshuva, and therefore I understood the correct thing is levar acher tshuva inyan cheshbon haNefesh. It's the way the Marpa Nefesh here is saying is also when we say over here the cheshbon haNefesh, it's how I didn't fulfill my obligations. So the shar cheshbon haNefesh is the way Rabbi Tzio explained is going to be the keys of how I should fulfill my obligations, how I should come to feel obligated. So therefore, because these inyanim awaken us, that through them it's going to bring us to perfection in both worlds. I made a cheshbon of my ways, and I turn my ways to your mitzvahs. Okay, there's seems to be 6 prakim in this shar. And the 6 sharim are these. Mahu Cheshbon haNefesh. Number 1, define Cheshbon haNefesh. Number 2, Im Cheshbon haNefesh Kol Adam Shaveh. Does everyone take out the textbook? Everybody does the same thing. Gimel Bekam Ofanim Ala Odom Lasis Latzma Cheshbon haNefesh, which is the large parak here, right? How many different Cheshbon haNefesh we heard? It's 30. Number 4 is, what benefits will I have by doing this? Number 5, am I obligated to do this regularly? And number Vav, what should be the immediate result that a person should be doing after he makes a Cheshbon haNefesh? Okay, so Parak Aleph, we have to define Cheshbon haNefesh. All right, in the Leif Tov's little introduction, Perusha shel Cheshbon haNefesh, bikoires ha'odam al atzmai, a person takes accounting of himself. Imu oivres Hashem behetim, am I serving Hashem according the Tovos Hashem oisi, accordingly to how Hashem is doing good for me? Am I serving Hashem according to that? And I do it so that through doing that, I'll know where I'm not fulfilling my obligations. And he brings proofs to this, that a person has to make this Cheshbon haNefesh. That's the Sefer Perusha shel Cheshbon haNefesh hu habikoros sh'adam oiseh beinoy lebein atzmai. It's basically a person between himself, to himself, with himself, makes this bikoros. Ramesha Shapiro Zatzal used to say that what we say, like Bikur Cholim. So it's generally translated as to visit. You visit the sick person. But he said that's not what the word Bikur means. He said Bikur is from the word of, like here, Bikoris, the Vakar. There were Mavakar, the Karbonis, 4 days before audit. It needs to examine. It says Bikur Cholim, and in Halacha it says that when you come visit someone, one of the ikram of the Bikur Cholim is to see what he needs, not just to chat. What can I do to help you? What do you lack? This is from the word that in the morning is called Boker, because the sun comes up and you're able, with the light, to differentiate. Night is called Erev, which is the lashon of Irbuv, because when it's dark, you can't differentiate. So bikoros means that I examine myself, right, to see. Amatzovi became a Torah. What am I holding in my fulfilling the Torah of us? And how am I? Does that mean how do I apply the Torah in Olam Hasa? Or does it mean how I behave in Olam Hasa? He says over here on the bottom about to show that even in this worldly things, in Yonei Kashmi is Tzarech Lasis Cheshbon haNefesh. That's what he's referring to here. Your Cheshbon haNefesh, where do I stand in my fulfilling the Torah? And in this world, where do I stand? And that's especially so by Oived Hashem, in Oived Hashem, so everything in this world is used as a tool for his ruchnius. So an Oived Hashem certainly has to make a Cheshbon haNefesh on, on how is he relating to this world. He says, he continues here, this Hashem hated light. and giving thought and looking into and delving into the good that Hashem does to him. Okay, if Hashem does me all this good, so what does it obligate me? And if this is what obligates me, am I doing it? And what am I not doing it? And Rabbi Natsio, like when you do business, you got to make an inventory. Income against expenses. What else does he have to expend and pay? I mean, okay, Moshe Rabbeinu has commanded us. This idea is in the Chumash. So the pasuk is saying, you'll know, right? Someone's knocking. The parish on the bottom says that the pasuk before this, Kishal no yomim rishayim. You'll discuss the earlier days of history. Etc. Did something like this ever happen? Great thing. Did you ever hear of such a great thing? Did you ever hear? Was this ever happened before that Hashem spoke out of a fire? Like you heard and you lived. Did it ever happen that God came and took a whole nation out of a nation? The whole Haggadah. As Hashem did to you in Mitzrayim. You saw with your own eyes, etc. Because Hashem loved your forefathers, and chose their children, their descendants. He took you out in front of him. Was tremendous power from Mitzrayim. The Harish Gaim Gedolim to take over, to whatever the word is. To bring them to their land as an inheritance on this day. So he's saying that pasuk is commanding us, right? Kishal no yomim yishayim. The pasuk commanding us to see the chesed that Hashem did to us. So that should bring us, and then the pasuk goes on, V'yadata, what's that going to bring me to? It's going to bring me to the pasuk he's quoting now, the Hemshech. V'yadata ayoim, you'll know, and you'll take it to heart, that there's Hashem b'shamayim ha'aretz mitoch hasenoid, and shomarta, and the result will be that you'll keep his chukim and his mitzvahs. Right, so here we see this chiyuv to delve into your obligations to Hashem based on the hakaras haTefillah. Seems I've heard this that's the Chovos haLevavos yisoid, that our chiyuv in keeping Torah mitzvahs is based on our hakaras haTefillah, and the Torah is being mitzavos to study that hakaras haTefillah. V'David, where is it? V'David HaMelech HaShalom Omar Ta'amuru ki toiv Hashem asher gever yechaseh boi. So Ta'amuru ki toiv Hashem means check it out and see ki toiv Hashem, and therefore it'll bring me ki asher gever yechaseh boi. V'nemar and divrei yomim das al kei avicha ve'ovdeu. Know your God, His greatness, His chasodim, and therefore serve Him. V'nemar again until matiu kesus keferet ein hovin. Don't be like an animal, a horse, a mule that doesn't understand, just goes. V'nemar al mi she'einu mispenin al yonav. Further, the Navi talks about someone who doesn't do the Cheshbon haNefesh. He doesn't give thought to what he has, to the chesed that's been done to him. Eina oisa latzmei cheshbon haNefesh aleim. The Navi Yeshaya says, "V'lo yoshev al liboy." He doesn't take it to heart. V'lo das, v'lo tmuna. He has no das, no tmuna. V'nemar. Back to Tehillim. V'lo zocher es yoda yemesh hapadim v'nitzor. They don't remember Hashem's hand the day that He redeemed them from the enemy. V'nemar and Chumash. Tzchor yemay Yisraelam. Remember, right? And it says on the bottom, and you continue those psukim. The pasuk there describes a tremendous chesed, how Hashem was meitiv for us when we went out of Mitzrayim. V'nemar until zacharti yomim mikedem hagisi b'chol pa'alecha. David says, I remembered the early days, the original days. I thought, I pondered your actions. I discuss your actions. And Emar Yiv says, Essa Dei Lamerchoy. On the bottom, Etein Mabat El Chasadim Shem Osa Itanu B'mei Kedem. I put my gaze at the Chesed Hashem did to us in the early days, Lamerchoy, and through that, Upoli Etein Tzedek. And through that, Hini Miyaches the word is Midas Hatzedakah B'Chesed. I attribute to Hashem that midah of tzedakah and Chesed, which is b'chayev me to go further. Okay, a little shorter than usual, but parak base. Okay, shkoyach everybody. Shkoyach. Nima should say we got to count your blessings and act upon them. All right. Have a good night.